Let's talk about those similarities and differences now between our two versions of EIGRP. And there are so many more similarities because that's what I really like to drive home with you is when you're learning EIGRP for IP version 4, you're also learning it for IP version 6. The hardest part of the fundamentals of EIGRP for version 6 is remembering to put the V6 in the commands, really, because as I mentioned here, both of them use the maximum paths and variance commands, and they work in exactly the same fashion. They both require a RID. You can use the bandwidth and delay interface level commands to tweak the route metrics. The hello and hold timer concepts are the same, as I have here on the board. The commands are a little different, but instead of IP hello interval and IP hold time, it's IPv6 hello interval and hold time. The version 4 commands go on the interface for those two as well. I have a longer example here for you, but using the redistribute command and looking at external routes here, let's do that for just a moment because you're not going to need to redistribute IP version 6 routes on the NA, but I wanted you to see that external EIGRP routes are going to be marked the same way in this version as they are in version 4. I've got the redistribute connected command. With EIGRP, you have to create what we call a seed metric. You have to say to EIGRP, these routes that we're redistributing into you, here's the metric we want you to use. You can put that at the end of the redistribute command, or there's another command called default metric that you can use. Again, we're saving that for future studies. I just wanted you to know why I'm having to put all these numbers here with the redistribute connected. But the key that I wanted to show you here is EIGRP external, and you can see these routes that I brought in with redistribute connected were marked as external routes, and also notice in the brackets they have an AD of 170, just like EIGRP for version 4. So when you're learning that first one for version 4, you're really learning version 6 at the same time. You can also configure passive interfaces, and actually let me bring the live equipment up here and show you. I've got IPv6 router EIGRP 100, and I just ran iOS help. And you see so many things in here that we've seen before. There's maximum paths. There's neighbor, specify neighbor router. We haven't used that. There's passive interface. We've used that. There's router ID. Shutdown. That's a good thing to know, right? Shutdown and no shutdown. And the variance command. So all of those work exactly the same in EIGRP for IP version 6 as they did for version 4. Let's run another command here, show IPv6 EIGRP topology. And let's look at our topology table. And not many entries, of course, but look at this. It's really the same. It's just using version 6 addresses. Nothing scary about this. We see the route marked as P for passive. We know that's good because it's not being calculated by dual. We know if it was marked A for active, then we couldn't use it right now. And hopefully we'll never see those capital A's for very long in our table. Everything else here, exactly the same. Let's run show IPv6 protocols, because while this output looks different, or is different, it's got some of the same values that show IP protocols has, including what interfaces you're running, what the variance is, and it's going to be 1 by default. Notice the maximum paths on this router is 16. We talked at least once in the course about how that can differ from one router iOS to another, but still that information is here. And you've got distance internal 90, external 170. So as you proceed with your version 6 studies, which I hope you'll do, you'll see that the commands are different. There are going to be a few little differences here and there, but as far as the routing algorithm we're using, variance, maximum paths, all those great commands that we learned for version 4, they're right here in version 6. Just remember to put the V6 in and you'll be all set. That concludes our look at EIGRP. What we're going to do now is head back to OSPF land for a little while. Just look at a multi-area config and look at a table or two. But again, we covered most of the OSPF material in the ICND1 videos, so make sure to watch those again, get a refresher, and I'll see you on the next video with some more OSPF material.